Only corn can come from corn. This module is dedicated to my mom. She was a profound influence in my life. My mom did not believe in techniques and tactics. My mom taught principles. And just as she taught, fancy tactics and techniques come and go. Principles stand the test of time. This module of destiny is intended to draw your attention to the power of your own thoughts. The objective is to stimulate you to not only think, but to select which thoughts to allow in your life. And which thoughts to throw away as unwanted, unhealthy, and self-destructive thoughts. In this module, I will sell you, not hint or suggest or recommend, I will flat out sell you the irrefutable fact, we are all exactly where we are 100% because of the thoughts we entertain in our heads. Once we accept this rather uncomfortable principle, we waste no time with the usual excuses: age, race, gender, geography, education, experience, background, lack of family connections, and the granddaddy of all excuses, the lack of money. Our thoughts create our habits. Our habits create our character. Our character determines our current circumstances. Our current circumstances define our destiny. This module is an overview of the course, Destiny. Destiny is taught an integral part of the Dream Merchant Group's highly structured business strategy. Many motivational speakers and writers speak of the secrets of success. We don't have any secrets. As a young child, I watched and helped my mother cultivate a huge vegetable garden and flower bed from seed. The ground had to be tilled or turned every year. I was taught how plants came from seeds. I helped her pull the weeds. I was taught that weed spore and weed seeds are airborne and naturally land in the cultivated areas. My mother taught me, only corn and come from corn and only weeds can come from weeds. My mom taught me that we must continuously pull the weeds out by their roots, or they will make more weeds. She lectured me that sowing seeds without first tilling the soil and fertilizing the dirt are a waste of time and seeds. She taught me that we must till the soil, fertilize the soil, and water the soil before we sow the seeds. Till the soil. Fertilize the soil. Water the soil. Sow the seed. Pull the weeds. Harvest the crops. This is rather obvious information. Everyone is at least somewhat familiar with this line of information. Yet, we blame our current circumstances on politics, geography, jobs, family, race, gender, age, education, weight, and height. We make very little effort to pull out the weed thoughts that naturally drift about. We don't bother to cultivate our minds. We don't water or feed our minds. We don't pull the weed thoughts. It is absolutely natural for weed thoughts to land in our minds from the news media, movies, TV, video games, and negative people at work, school, church, and at home. As the negative thoughts, weeds, take root, they grow more weeds in our minds. Our minds produce our past and current and future circumstances the exact same way my mom's gardens worked. Our minds can be compared to a garden, which may be intelligently cultivated or allowed to run wild like a field of weeds, which becomes thicker and thicker with weeds that choke and kill any good plants. So it is with our minds. Fail to till the soil. Fail to choose and plant the seed to match with your desires. Fail to apply the correct amount of water at the right time. Fail to regularly pull all the weeds up by their roots. And there will be no harvest for you. The laws of nature do not reward sloppy work. The law of cause and effect is an absolute unbending law in the world of plants and in our minds. We all make or break ourselves. Plant corn, cultivate corn, reap corn. Plant corn, fail to cultivate, weeds will choke out the corn and you will reap weeds. We each think up a nightmare, build it and move into our own self-made prison. We think up a heavenly dream, build it and move into our own self-made paradise. We are the master of our own thoughts, the creator of our own character, and the architect and builder of our own current circumstances. We hold the key to our own destiny. This principle of self-determination can and should be learned and used for self-inspection to achieve autonomy. The carpenter from Galilee stated, "Ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be opened to you." Such simple, beautiful law. Yet, you and I, we don't ask, seek, or knock. Instead, we whine, moan and complain. We offer ourselves explanations, excuses, and elaborate alibis as to why we don't just get started on goals. The average person does not cultivate his mind, keep it free of weeds, useless, harmful, negative, and impure thoughts. The average person does not cultivate, choose, plant, nurture, weed out and reap the harvest useful, purposeful, and targeted thoughts. Our thoughts and habits are inseparable. Only corn can come from corn. Only weeds can come from weeds. Therefore, it follows that our thoughts can only bring forth matching habits. Our habits can only bring forth a matching character. Our character will certainly determine current circumstances. Our current circumstances define with unerring accuracy our destiny. This is the law of nature. If you are not absolutely thrilled with your current circumstances, consider doing something different. The clinical definition for insanity is the experience of not liking an outcome of behavior, yet refusing to make any changes and expecting to somehow get a different outcome. In order to get different results, do something different. In order to do something different, learn something different. In order to learn something different, think differently. In order to think differently, first admit to yourself, I don't know enough right now to get where I want to go.